Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hey, welcome to the All Purpose Show again, man. I had to come in and drop that jewel one more time, man. This show's gonna be nice and sweet. I'm just gonna show one show this week. I'm gonna tie in. We're gonna talk NFL. We're gonna talk NBA. We're gonna talk geopolitical shit. We're gonna talk what happened with Trump and the Colorado ban, Michigan upholding him being on the ballot. We're gonna talk Biden's bullshit. Um, we're gonna talk a lot. We're gonna just mention everything. We're gonna talk everything. We're gonna talk Israel. We're gonna talk geopolitical. We're gonna talk domestic. We're gonna talk everything. So the first thing we're gonna talk about, we gotta go to NFL first. And the MVP. Last week I called it. I said that Lamar Jackson was the MVP in the league, and that he would put on a performance, and that Purdy was overrated. McCaffrey was overrated. Purdy was, like I said the last time, he was one more loss away from being benched if they didn't beat the Jaguars. Remember, they had that bye just in time. And McCaffrey is a switcher back. He's a scat back. He just benefits from a team that's loaded. A great offensive line. They got the number one weapon on the team, which is Deebo Samuel. Trent Williams, like I said, great offensive line. They got Kittle, Ayuk. So they lit. That's what I'm saying. McCaffrey benefits from that. Notice when it was just McCaffrey by himself, and in Carolina he couldn't do it. When Deebo was hurt, what happened? His numbers were down. They was losing all them games. Deebo is that offense. McCaffrey just gets all the highlights, so it skews who the real important piece is. And you already saw what Brock Purdy is. Come on, he got exposed. He ain't ready for that. He benefits from a watered down league, but when the real teams come at him with real defenses like Cleveland's defense or Baltimore's defense, they fold. I know, but that was almost a year ago. So that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So now it's time, man. It's time to stop doing this. Stop trying to create the great white hope. You try to do it Brock Purdy. Now they're like, well, McCaffrey's still there. The only two MVP candidates should be Lamar Jackson and Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill because he's about to get 2,000 receiving yards. Lamar Jackson because he has consistently won every single game. And if the receivers catch the ball, they'll be undefeated right now. And he beat the best team in the best team's house. When Brock was the number one, he was number one. And then Purdy was number one on everybody's MVP board. Or McCaffrey was right there. And y'all got the nerve to talk down. That's crazy to me. And Lamar just put on MVP performance. 30-16, escaping their great Nick Bosa, old racist ass, and not Jamal, Chase Young, the All-Pro DN, and that All-Pro defense, and making them look silly, throwing dime passes. This is supposed to be the best defense in the league. 49ers are. 49ers, Cleveland, and the Ravens are the three best defenses in the league. And he has shown out against two of those. And I bet in practice he shows out against his own defense. So, come on. Come on, man. What is there to contend with, bro? There's nothing else to say. And this brings me to my next point. Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp. So Shannon had to address on his Shay with Chad Johnson the fans' criticism, justifiably so, because he is overly harsh. He is a dick. He is a coon. He don't like that revolutionary energy that Lamar is. You probably think of him as a yo boy, a gangbanger. Yes, you think like that because you have that southern. Your bread is buttered, so now you have adopted your oppressor's mindset and you become an Uncle Ben ass nigga. Let's just call it what it is, bro. Let's just call it what it is. You're a southern coon, as Stephen A. is the northern non-FBA coon. And both of y'all have repeatedly talked about, is he worth his money? He's the best quarterback in the league right now and the best player in the league right now. What the fuck? And you have the nerve to talk down, is he worth his money? If anything, he's underpaid. His contract should have been fully guaranteed like Deshaun Watson's is. He's about to win a Super Bowl this year. I said it. Lamar Jackson's about to win a Super Bowl this year. He gonna dethrone Kansas City. He gonna beat the Dolphins or whoever else is a threat, because those are probably the two best teams in the AFC besides the Ravens. He gonna beat both of them in the playoffs, and then he's going to beat either the Eagles, 49ers, or Cowboys in the Super Bowl.
Holy shit.
Probably the Eagles. And that's what it is right now, man. And I'm tired of the disrespect. Number one, you don't like him because he's black. And he's a black quarterback from Florida. You have a thing against Florida boys because they're revolutionary. They don't toe the line. They don't buck brick. They don't kowtow to master's ideology and ways. They're their own men. Unlike you, Southern Coon. And that goes for Stephen A. too. Consistently. As soon as they lose a game, she's not worth it. Meanwhile, you forget all the facts. The team dropped 30 passes. They dropped 5 touchdowns when they were wide open. And no, Lamar needs to take accountability. I just call it how it is. No, you're not calling how it is, bro. You're being biased because you don't like that Florida energy. It's clear to see, bro. And we calling it out, Shannon Sharp. And you deserve to get called out for being a coon. And you used to play for the Ravens, so it's doubly bad. And that's what I'm saying too. You being a company nigga. That's why he's also too probably talking down against Lamar, because Lamar isn't bowing down. And we have to go back as to why Lamar was drafted there in the first place. You forget the Baltimore uprisings and all that black power energy that was going around. That was, and the NFL taking all this heat. They had to get Lamar as a little like trope, as a symbol. Like, hey, look, we're not racist. Don't, please give us money. We got the black quarterback. But that was just used. That's why they treated him so bad the year he should have been paid, which was last year and the year before that. Y'all lucky he didn't go to the Dolphins, because they might have fucked around and went undefeated with him and Tyreek and Waddle. So I just wanna talk that real, man. I just want to talk that real. Relax. No. So I just want to talk that real, man. I'm glad that people are seeing the truth right now, and are calling out Shannon Sharp, calling out Stephen A., calling out this unjust and unbiasedness, and seeing that Lamar, it don't matter about the numbers. Y'all so, oh my God, did he throw for 400, 8 touchdowns with no picks, and did he put a ball in it? The football don't work like that. It's not stats always. Look at the intangibles. Look at when the plays need to be made. Is he making those plays? Is he reading the defense? Is he making the right reads? Is he scrambling out the pocket at the right time? It may not be all gaudy, but he gets it done. And in clutch time, when it matters most. Y'all got to talk about Christian McCaffrey. Remember, before the Great White Hope thing that they like to spin and use, the running back was gone. Running backs, remember, the running back market was so bad, they were franchise tagging Saquon. Saquon carries his team. It's the only reason why Daniel Jones even got his contract. He should have got Daniel Jones' contract because he earned that shit. And yet the running back market wasn't shit. But then they gave McCaffrey an all historical greatest ever deal. Racist as fuck, bro. And now they're trying to make him the MVP for nothing because he's just a highlight guy when Deebo Samuel is the best player on his offense and on his team. Come on, man. We ain't finna play these games. That's why last week I made that video, and this week I'm just even more offended by the disrespect. Like, well, Lamar has to prove it again against the Dolphins. So he proved it against the best team. Now they're like, well, can he do it against the Dolphins? I hope he light up the Dolphins. I mean, I'm glad the Dolphins are having a resurgent year, and I'm happy, but it's time. I hope he lights the Dolphins. I hope it's like 49-14. I want Tyreek to get his numbers, but I want Lamar to just ball out 400 yards throwing, 150 rushing, 5 passing touchdowns, two rushing touchdowns, something stupid, man. Just to shut these stupid haters up forever. And I want them to dominate 2-2. So from now on, nobody ever has They're like, you the MVP. And then when they play the Steelers, I want them to dominate the Steelers. Then when we get in the playoffs, I want them to dominate that first team, dominate the rest of these championship game, dominate in that Super Bowl and win. Because that's a complete team. And Lamar Jackson is the best player in the NFL right now. Straight up and down, man. And remember, he don't got no Travis Kelce throwing to him. And he has basically the same receiving core as Kansas City. He's just elevating them. They were dropping just as many passes in the beginning of the year, but he's consistently worked with them. He's shown leadership. He's been with them. He's guided them. He's making those reads. He's doing what he has to do. And with Kansas City, it's showing that Eric Bieniemy was more than just an armchair Andy Reid. That was Bieniemy running the offense. You see how they're struggling right now? But yet, in the racist NFL, Bieniemy can't get no head coaching job? See how he's got Sam Howell looking like an all-world? That boy looking like Jay Cutler out there slinging the rock. Come on, man. What is that to contend with, bro? What's that to contend with, man? We got to talk real. Tell the truth, shame the devil. So, what's next? NBA, I'm going to just keep it brief. Lakers struggling. Timberwolves, I'm surprised shocked they want their number one seed in the West right now. Boston's looking like the best team in the NBA, looking championship ready. Nuggets are the Nuggets with that damn Joker. Thunder are balling. Clippers are coming together nicely. If they continue on this roll, they may win it all. KD is starting to do the KD thing. Oh, but it's getting hard. Let me switch to another team. That shit looking bad. And you had a chance to join LeBron. That would have been crazy. But your injury didn't allow you to do that. So that's the NBA. NFL. I already went in the NFL. Who else? Oh, yeah. Geopolitics. So, Israel-Palestine. There needs to be a ceasefire. There needs to be negotiations. And there needs to be a two-state solution. And an end to all these damn skirmishes and all these proxy wars set up because of Israel's actions and the U.S.'s backing. Simple as put. Netanyahu needs to be put in jail, and the truth needs to be exposed about how these Hamas crazies were able to get in there when they had a month of proxy war a month before they did a drill as to tell you what was going on. So if the media knew about it a month ago, so how long did the intelligence unit for Israel know about it? How long did Netanyahu know about it? So that just shows you either you were just an incompetent leader or you wanted it to happen because you were under siege and you knew that a war could blind people from your fecklessness and your decadence. So that's Israel in a nutshell. Ukraine, like I said before, tell the truth about what's been going on. 2014, the CIA, NATO, Western powers did a coup, ousted the pro-Russian government, and then enacted their own government. That's one. Then we got to tell the truth about Crimea, which always had a treaty with Russia. So that's another thing. Then we got to tell the truth about Russia on false pretexts and invading Ukraine. So it's just we got to tell the truth on all sides. There needs to be a ceasefire and negotiations there too. And two sovereign nations, one that has a neutrality buffer sphere towards Russia, not an aggressive, hostile pro-Western government or a pro-Russian government, basically, since it's clear, just neutral. That's what needs to happen. Neutrality in that as a buffer to the rest of the NATO powers, and as a buffer so that Russia doesn't get crazy and try to invade. That's what needs to happen over there. Now to China's geopolitical ambitions need to be curtailed. Their invasion in the U.S. and with the Chinese debt traps all over the black nations and African and the Caribbean, and them trying to get into the Monroe Doctrine of the Latin American countries that needs to be exposed and stopped. And as well with the U.S. imperialism. As you can see, if you hear my tone, it's just I'm annoyed because it's the same thing that's been going on for far too long, man. I'm tired of imperialism in general by Eastern and Western powers. This whole shit should be done with. I wish that China would adopt a more Confucianist government where the people are provided for and a million Uyghurs aren't locked in concentration camps and black people aren't discriminated against heavily in China. And they have good economic policies that so that they don't need no damn suicide nets from paying them people shit and forcing them to live in, basically surfing them. So we gotta change the game. And same thing with Russia. Russia needs economic development. These people ain't doing well. Negative birth rate. And I'm tired of the imperialism all over Africa. Africa should be able to dictate its own legacy. And all that anti-foundational black American envy and hatred needs to be curtailed and stopped immediately. No more of that Akata bullshit and Jareer and all that fucked up words and energy that y'all giving the people who have helped you guys more than you've helped us. So y'all gotta tighten up and open and do better to make sure that we're not being done harm to. Be an ally, speak out, and be a political buffer that says, hey, if y'all harm our distant cousins, we're going to ban this. We're going to declare war here. We're going to make sure that that shit is done, is ended. And here domestically, we deserve reparations. It's old. It's our debt. We deserve an anti-black hate crime bill, a protection bill, so that once we get our reparations, you won't Red Summer 1919 us. Because that's the whole game. That's why you keep trying to create this whole black people are basically the birth of the nation. Black males are basically the birth of a nation movie come to life. Remember in that movie? Not the Nat Turner movie, the real movie. Where it was just like the black guys were just lusting after Becky and booga booga and raping women when they wake up and shit. It's like we wake up and we're just terrorists. Come here, women. We fuck you. What the hell, bro? It's fucking offensive, dude. It's disrespectful. I sound like I'm from Cali. I'm a Miami boy, 305. But one place I fuck with heavy is the boys from LA. Y'all boys got my deepest sound. I fuck with Houston too. But those are the areas. Houston, because y'all birthed one of my favorite revolutionaries in Dr. Khalid Muhammad. And LA, because y'all boys always been real. And I fuck with y'all from day one, man. Shout out to LA. All day, every day, man, for real. But and Oakland too. That Marshawn Lynch energy, shout out to Oakland, the Bay. But I digress. I'm just tired of this Me Too Trojan horse to make the black man the epitome of all evil to justify a black genocide campaign. To first take out the black men first and then go after our women and our kids second. And then to get our women to participate in our own genocide against their own men. And then eventually against themselves, because once they get us down, it's going to be free reign on them, whether they know it or not. And two, I'm offended at this whole women's movement as well, because it only started because of the death of two black males, Michael Brown and Trayvon Martin. Remember, there was no damn this women's movement that kicked off in 2015. That shit only happened because Michael Brown was getting killed and the black people were united. Black men, women, and kids. Same thing in the 60s. Same shit in the 60s. We were unified as a family, so what they do? Come over here, sisters. Come over here. We got a feminist movement. Sisters in the struggle. Meanwhile, you work to build up your your white female slave master's plantation, because remember, she owns, she was higher in the slave trade even than her men. 60% of all the slave owners were women. Boom. Are y'all ready for that? Y'all ready? You're not ready for that. So all that you go girl bullshit is a co-op. Remember, Bloody Mary. You know what I'm saying? Queen Elizabeth, Lady Astor. These were women who have done evil. It's not Hillary Clinton. What the fuck? It's not autonomous. The man is the evil and the sanctity of decadency in the world. All that manifesto bullshit that your white female slave master has indoctrinated in you. Y'all need to get the vaccine and get the antidote, not the vaccine, get the antidote and the cure and get the truth. Get you some of that Sherzad Ali. Get debriefed and get away from that shit. We need unity. And that goes too for the other side. All that over aggressive women hating shit, y'all boys tighten up with that bullshit too, boy. Y'all boys wilding with that. Man, they suck. They've been indoctrinated, but you get you a sister that know what's up, you'll be good. What the hell? Just like Umar said. And brothers, y'all need to stop bed wenching, boy. Sisters, bed bucking. Sisters, y'all need to stop bed wenching, boy. Because Becky and Brad are not on your side. They will use you like a strategic pawn to get what they want and destroy you and your nation, whether you know it or not. And your nation meaning your people, your community. And that needs to be called out because they've already done it. How do you think they got the motherland in the world? This is them going back into their playbook and going back and finding that play that got them through a 3rd and long right now. Because we've been doing our thing on defense. We've been pushing their offense back. So now they on 3rd and long. And so now they're like, oh shit, we might have to punt. So they're gonna be on offense. We can't stop them because our defense sucks. They got a trash defense. Their defense like Denver was earlier in the year when they gave up 70 points to the Dolphins, if y'all remember. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all like that analogy? And so our defense right now is like the 49, like the Ravens defense and Cleveland's defense combined. So that's where we at. That's how we roll. That's why our enemies are like, okay, time to revamp the Me Too movement, time to get Jonathan Majors on tap, time to go after who else? Jonathan Majors. Who else? Who else did they just get? Oh, Vin Diesel, Diddy. Diddy's guilty. TD Jakes, Diddy are guilty. It's clear. But Jonathan Majors was innocent the whole time. But it don't matter because they need these headlines to be huge so they can shield themselves from their own decadency, their own Ben Roethlisberger's, their own Peyton Manning's, their own Kevin Spacey's, and as well, what else did they? And what's coming out later too at the end of the year, start of next year, the Jeffrey Epstein list, which will then expose all of them. But they're trying now to get all their names redacted, so it don't show that these people have been involved in this and that, and doing all type of pedo decadency. That's what's going on, man. And it's time we tell the truth. So I'm glad, you know what I mean? So I'm glad to speak on this shit. I'm glad to speak on reparations. We deserve that shit now. And so now here we go to the elections. So Trump, as you know, in the Colorado thing, Colorado got him off the ballot because he incited insurrection, but Michigan decided to uphold him and let the people decide, quote unquote. But what's more decadent is the fact that he is trying to overtly create a fascist dictatorship. If he is elected, go full dictatorship mode, neo-Nazi, neo-Confederate, white supremacist enclave state. So, all that Trump bullshit support, that's cap, bro. And we already know Biden is decadent, man. He's a fox. And the fox usually gets their meal, but we say fuck the fox and fuck the wolf. And we're the good shepherd leading the sheep to safety, transforming, and the solution should be our own party, our own candidates, and taking over. And that's how I'm signed off. So, reparations, anti-black hate crime bill, thank you. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later.